Choke, no joke, niggas choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, niggas choke, no joke. If y'all don't know Choke, no joke, this video is brought to you by him. What up, nyakos? It's your buddy Philko here, reporting live from your mama's house, bringing you a video that's brought to you by Choke, no joke. He's a dude in the industry. If you don't know him, you gotta be under the age of 25. You know, he was a videographer for The Rock back in the day. He did a lot of shit, modeling, acting, but he's best known for his video filming skills. This dude was the man. He's the one who released the death of The Rock, some shit like that, where he was Dame Dash versus The Rock, something like that. And he released the footage of Dame Dash going crazy, yelling at people, having a marketing meeting about Jay-Z without him being present. He also released the footage of Dame Dash crying when he found out that Jay-Z was doing a performance in Puerto Rico for the release of a Scarface DVD, which was under Def Jam and not under Rockefeller, which definitely made Dame Dash see that The Rock was breaking up. He got all that shit on film, and he's also the one who did the interview. He's the best at taking interviews. Like, every interview of him is just legendary. He also had an interview with somebody, and the guy asked him questions about Beanie Sigel, and he's the one that told the story about Beanie Sigel growing up in Chelsea Diner, saving Kanye West with a Mac on his waist, saving Kanye West from being robbed. So all that is Choke, no joke, you feel me? So if you don't know him, you can look him up after this video. Dude got mad cool interviews and awesome videos all over the internet, you feel me? So let's get to it. And he definitely doesn't get the respect or credit he deserves in the industry. So that's what he's talking about. He is in the inside of things when it comes to the whole Sean Kingston getting robbed by the game apparently, and Meek Mill snitching. Now, maybe it wasn't by the game, but people say, you know, it was by the game's people. Meek Mill snitched, and Sean Kingston got robbed. So this is what the real Choke, no joke got to say about it, because he is on the inside of it. He goes, I'm going to tell y'all an interesting truth about this jewelry you see here and how it's attached to the whole beef with Sean Kingston, Meek Mill, and the game. Beef which eventually evolved Beanie Sigel. The night Sean Kingston got robbed in the club by whoever caused this entire truth I'm about to tell y'all, this is all facts, and I have the receipts to prove it all. Sean Kingston gets robbed, and we all know the story, but what many of y'all don't know is that Sean Kingston robbed a jeweler friend of mine just to try to prove to those who robbed him that they didn't hurt nothing by going to buy more jewelry to save his image. However, I believe this kid is having financial problems. Sean Kingston wrote a bounced check for all the jewelry you see in the picture. He canceled the check days after having the jewelry and also snuck off set of a music video with the loaner Cuban link that cost $100,000. So in total, he stole about $400,000 in jewelry. The jeweler calls me knowing my ties to the industry and to the street and trying to get me to help him get his jewelry back. So I did my thing. I reached out to Gary and Mama Kingston 1, and we discussed Sean Kingston returning the jewelry. If you don't pay for it, you stole it. They agreed to return $100,000 loaner chain in good faith and promised me if I waited a week or two that they would make a payment of $300,000 once the check cleared. That never happened. I flew to LA. They gave me a loaner chain back, the loaner chain back. What they knew was the law. They knew that if the jeweler pressed charges, that the case would become civil and Sean Kingston would be able to keep the jewelry and the jeweler could only sue in court. Sean knew that he couldn't go to jail for it unless he shows up in New York State, which Sean Kingston hasn't publicly visited because he knows now he has an arrest warrant. Sean Kingston's mother and uncle promised me that they would make good and never did. This is my thing. Why would Sean Kingston rob somebody when he had a problem with someone robbing him? Now he's walking around with free jewelry and a civil warrant just to save his image? Like he's not broke? That's just crazy. Then he made another post, this one here. He takes a picture. He goes, this is a loaner chain Sean Kingston slipped out of the back door of the music video with, but gave it back to me weeks later, but he still has that $300,000 in jewelry that he wrote the rubber check for. This chain is heavy as a motherfucker. I don't know how y'all young dudes wear these chains around your neck. It feels like I'm wearing $100,000 in quarters just sitting around my neck. Sean Kingston, you got your family looking crazy. You had your mother and uncle promise that you would pay for that jewelry or return it. Why would you make your family look crazy and have the police harass them just so you can keep something that you didn't pay for? For what? Just to look like you got money? Why would you ruin your brand over some stolen jewelry? Yes, it's stolen if you didn't pay for it. You didn't like when dudes robbed you, so why would you do it to someone else? The last jewelers caught a kidnapping charge because they caught you and put you in a car and took their jewelry back, and you got them locked up. Why not just give it back and save your name? If you aren't broke, then pay for the jewelry and let it be over. I'll even get you jewelry at better prices, but you have to be a man and do the right thing and return or pay for the jewelry you stole. All that's going to happen in the streets. All that's going to happen is the streets are going to rob you for it, knowing you are walking around with $300,000 in real jewelry that you didn't pay for. So the streets are going to know you can't insure it. Your Uncle Gary and your mom seem like good people, and it's clear you don't respect your elders, or you wouldn't have just or you would have just done the right thing and gave the stuff back. Nobody wants the police to keep harassing their family except you. This young generation is fucked up. Our parents and uncles would have beat our asses back in the day for stealing. Now you can't discipline your kids or you go to jail. Shaking my head. You rather go to court for this or risk going to jail if you come to New York City? All the award shows and concerts you could do in New York City, you just gonna throw it all away just because you're trying to look cool? Give the jewelry back and I'll make sure they drop the charges and lawsuit. At Sean Kingston, hashtag Sean Kingston, hashtag jury. This shit is crazy. This shit is fucking crazy. You know, that's one thing about the hip hop industry that I don't really like. You know, a lot of dudes in the hip hop industry, and it's not even their faults too much. Not a lot of people could think independently, but a lot of people are willing to give their lives over jewelry. They're so good at wasting their money. You know, what's sad is a lot of rappers and shit, they make money. Like, they get advances, they make money and shit. But what's sad is a lot of that money isn't theirs for numerous reasons. They get that money. Let's say they get a $400,000 check, right? Sometimes that $400,000 check isn't all for them. I'm not even talking about just taxes. I'm talking about the fact that sometimes they can get money from their marketing budget and they gotta pay that back. That comes out of their marketing budget sometimes. And sometimes they get advance, which they gotta pay back. And they don't know that. Or they know that and they don't think about it. They think, I'm gonna keep making money like this so I'll easily be able to pay it back. And they go out and start spending all that money and shit on jewelry. And then next you know they're broke as a motherfucker, they're in the negatives. They end up in the negatives. You know what I mean? So this jewelry shit and this just buy shit, spend money shit is just crazy and it's stupid. It's real fucking stupid. You feel me? It's real stupid. Now, I don't know that much about it like Choke No Joke does. You know, I want to get an interview with him. I'm willing to pay some money, but I can only pay him 3 figures. If he needs like at least a stack, like a G, I won't be able to do it because I don't want to pay that much for it. But I definitely want to give him a few hundred for an interview because like this dude's like, yo, he's the man. You feel me? I'm a huge Choke No Joke fan. Huge fucking fan of his shit. Except for his rap music, man. I mean, yo, Jesus Christ. Like every rap song he makes, I try to like it, but they're all just the worst shit I've ever heard. Any song Choke No Joke has made has just been terrible. Only one song I kind of like, and it's the hook of the song that goes, choke no joke, niggas, choke no joke. Choke no joke, niggas, choke no joke. But soon he starts rapping, it's like, holy shit. And that's basically it, Nichols. Let me know what y'all think. And I'm out. Later.